Thank you for making these films such an incredible experience for all of us, giving the opportunity to us to make these films for you.
Mr. Indiana Jones himself, Harrison Ford, in a very, very emotional, not used to seeing him like that. He was tearing up on stage.
Yeah, as soon as he started talking, the tears came. He was very emotional, talking about what it was like making this movie. Also, they brought up Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who is going to be his co-star. I found it was really interesting how they described her as his foil. I guess I thought they were going to team up in something. It looks like in some capacity they are, but it looks like they're sort of going to be playing against each other. And she's not the villain per se, but it looks like they're going to have sort of a competition between them.
Right, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge did say, "You have something I want."
Okay.
Okay, no, but we did actually see the trailer for Indiana Jones 5, which we don't know the name of the movie yet. Comes out June 2023. Don't know the name of the movie. Indiana Jones 5 is what we're calling it, Indy 5.
James Mangold did Logan, and obviously
That's right.
what he did for Logan.
And Ford v Ferrari. Ford v Ferrari, Indiana Jones.
Exactly.
That's the
It
path.
all makes sense. No, if he can do what he did for Logan for Indiana Jones, and it looks like he is doing it, taking this kind of character who's past his prime, so sort of old grumpy man character, and sort of taking on one last hurrah. I think that is just so cool. And then I guess that makes Phoebe Waller-Bridge his X-23.
But also, we also saw quite a significant part of some de-aging technology. We're going to be seeing some at least reflection of a younger Indy.
Yes.
The action looked fantastic, as you were saying. It was like,
Just to be clear, Indiana Jones in the trailer is old. He is old Harrison Ford. But there were a lot of scenes where he was de-aged, and we're like, whoa, 4K Indiana Jones.
They got that Disney money.
Yeah, it looked incredible. The trailer looked so good, and I can't wait for that to come out.
And then we moved on to 20th Century Studios showcase. It was a single film. It was Avatar: The Way of Water. The cast came out. We had Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana. We had Sigourney Weaver.
Stephen Lang. Yeah, they had, and James Cameron called from New Zealand. It looked like a recorded message, but he was calling in.
He zoomed in.
Yeah, it was crazy. And he was like, just so you know, D23 is going to be transformed into 3D 23.
Yeah.
He didn't say that. I wanted to say that. He said something like that, but my version was funnier. Passed out glasses to everybody in the theater.
Yeah.
And we watched maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was about 13, 15
Yeah, about
minutes.
13 minutes of just various scenes from the movie, unconnected with no context, so it was kind of weird. Undeniably beautiful and gorgeous, and a lot of underwater scenes where we're watching the fish kind of swim out of the screen into your face. They showed off these new aquatic avatar beings where they had tails that were more fin-like, and then these sort of thicker fin-like arms.
Yeah,
and
we're
everything.
getting different species of the avatar.
Yes.
They are a little bit different.
Yes.
But
Surprisingly, the footage we saw was surprisingly violent. There was quite a bit of violence in Avatar: The Way of Water. They showed someone throwing an axe and going into someone's skull. Very graphic sounds and imagery, and they just show them fall on the ground. They got headshots. I mean, it looks surprisingly violent for a Disney. I mean, it's 20th Century Studios, but
This might be a little spoilery, but they do sort of explain how some characters make their return.
100% do.
Sigourney Weaver's character, Sigourney Weaver's essentially reborn as a child avatar.
Yeah.
obviously.
The origin of that is to be murky at best, but they have sort of an awkward conversation about it. It was very awkward.
They kind of show her as her character from the first movie in a tank.
Yeah.
They're sort of okay, something's going on here.
And there's
And
a
her
baby
in the
version.
child body is Mom, and
You
it's
also see
oh
footage
God.
of her in the movie as Sigourney Weaver.
So 3 Sigourney Weavers in one scene.
Yes, but you can't have enough Sigourney Weaver.
You
I'll
really
say
can't.
that.
Stephen Lang's character is coming back, and we saw a bunch of militaristic army commando avatars.
Yeah.
They had captured Sully and Neytiri's children, and that's where we saw that attack with the axe and an arrow going through some guy's head, the very violent scene. But yeah, that's how he's back. He somehow, even though he seemingly died in the first one, he's now back in an avatar body.
Yeah, and now obviously the 3D portion divides a lot of film-going audiences. I like 3D. I know some of us aren't a big fan, but this is the best 3D has ever been.
It was beautiful.
He was also using high frame rate footage, so it looked very, very smooth, very clean. The color was really popping, which used to be one of the downsides of a lot of that 3D tech. So whatever the story ends up being, it's going to look gorgeous.
That's what everyone said about the Avatar 2009 movie, and it was it looked beautiful. Maybe the story was kind of simple, to some people, but it looked, the frame rate on the movie was also very high. It was not the normal frame rate.
No.
It looked like a video game cutscene. It was very smooth. It was like Dolby. I was like, wow, yeah, no matter what, people will say this is the best any movie's ever looked. If it's good, that's up for debate.
That's also good. If you like 3D, this is the best you'll ever see it. If you don't like 3D, I don't know if this will convert you, but it's still very, very pretty.
Yeah, I feel like the clips they showed us could have used some context, because what I was left with was feeling it's kind of awkward. I wasn't very excited to see the movie as far as like the story is concerned, but yes, it is undeniably gorgeous.
It was kind of a bit of a downer. Every scene was a little bit dramatic.
It was,
It was just like, oh, okay.
They had characters kind of scolding other characters, like, I don't know what you did. Why are you mad at them? Okay, maybe you talked to someone.
You're bullying her,
Yeah,
and that's her
like,
mom
what's
in the
the-
tank. But guess what? At the end of the year, we're all going to find out what it's all about. So we look forward to that. Well, that wraps up our reactions to that extremely long showcase.
Wow.
We want to know what you think. Drop any comment you have about any of the stuff that you like. We have our producer off here laughing like a hyena.
Thank you for tuning in to our D23 Expo coverage. That's it for us. I think we're going to go try to get some pizza now.